Okay, next closest time, let's get started. Given the time represented in a format HH column MM, form the next closest time by reusing the current digits. There's no limit on how many times a digit can be reused. You may assume the given input string is always valid. For example, 0, 1, 34, 12, 0, 9 are all valid. 1, column 34 and 12, so it says 12, 9 are all invalid. So we can assume that all the times given will be in the four-digit format. So let's take a look at the examples. The first example, so if we have 1934 as input and we get 1939. So 9 is used twice in this case. The next closest time choosing from these digits is 1939, which occurs 5 minutes later. It is not 1933 because this occurs 23 hours and 59 minutes later. So the time difference, the minimum time difference we want is one. We do the calculation in from one direction from the current time, not so we only move forward, we don't go backward to compare time. Okay, now we have 23:59 and the output is 22:22. So the next closest time choosing from these digits is 22:22. So it may be assumed that the return time is 22:22 is the next day's time since it's smaller than the input time numerically. Okay, so now all these digits have the range of 0 to 9. So from 0 to 9, we're going to list all 4 possibilities, right? And then for every possibility, we're going to check first, we're going to validate the time. So the hour cannot be more than 24 and the minutes cannot be more than 60, more than 59. And then we'll get the time and then compare it with the original time and see if it's the smallest, if the time difference is the smallest. Now, in order to do the comparison, I think we need to convert the original time to be represented by minutes. So in this case, 1934, I'm going to use 34 plus 19 times 60. So we have the total number of minutes that this time has. And we're going to compare it with the times that we get. So also we're going to convert those times into the corresponding number of minutes, corresponding total numbers of minutes. So okay, let's get started. Now I'm start. Okay, we used 5 minutes to read the problem and analyze the problem. Okay, anyways, so I'm thinking, so first of all we need to convert the time into minutes. So oops, it's Chinese. Okay, so original minutes is, so now first of all we need to get the hours, right? So the hour is integer parse int and time substring 0, 2. Okay, and then keep that in mind that the time has a column in the middle. So now this is hours, so we times 60 plus integer parse int time substring, and this is gonna be 3 because we skipped the column in the middle, so it's gonna be through from 3 to 4, right? 3 to, so 1 0 1 0 1 2 is the column, 3 4 5. Okay, so this is the, okay, so we have hours plus minutes. Okay, now we have what we want. Then next thing is to since we're doing, so the essential of this question is that we are doing a permutation. So we are doing a duplicate permitted permutation. So in this case, we need a linked list. Now, there's a possibility that the time has duplicate numbers. So first of all, let's set up a set hash set, and then we are going to put the digits from this time one by one, and I get rid of the duplicate numbers, duplicate digits. Time character at this position. So the following steps are pretty much the same, which is add 1, skip the column, jump right into 3 and 4. Okay. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to convert this we are going to convert this hash set into a list. Okay, it's done. So now we are iterating through all the possibilities by doing recursion. So we are going to need a depth search helper. So and then we are going to return results. So I think we are going to need a global variable where so it's gonna be results, and so this is gonna be our final result for this method. And so for depth search, we're going to put this list in it, and then we are going to put, I think since we're doing we're doing permutation, so we need a temporary string. In this case, it's just an empty string. And we also need a list, so we need original minutes. We need original minutes, and also we need the minimum difference is integer max value. Okay, so original minutes. Okay, original minutes. Okay, so I think we need to, so instead of passing a temporary string, can we just calculate? Okay, so whenever we're iterating, we're going to concatenate the characters to a temporary string, and once we get the string, we're going to convert it to a to minutes. Represent this number with minutes. Okay, so I think that's good. Now we're gonna implement this depth search problem, depth search helper method. So DFS, and then we're going to use list character list and string temp and int. This is the original minutes. Okay, so first of all, if the length of this temporary string, so for a depth search method, we need to put the terminate condition at the beginning. So if temp dot length is equal to 4, then now the problem with this is that the minutes could be invalid, right? So I think first of all, we don't want invalid minutes. So let's say hours. This is the hour, okay? And then we're gonna have parse integer, parse int, and we are going to get the you know what, if this time is the smallest time we want, then we probably need to concatenate it. Well, you know what, actually no, yes, I think that's okay. So temporary string integer parse int substring. Okay, so that's good. And then we're pretty much going to do the same thing with the other thing, is minutes and temporary substring. So we're gonna skip the column. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 2 is the column, and 3 is the first index of the minutes. So we have need 4. Well, actually it's 5. Now we have hour and minute, and if hour is larger than 23, or minute is larger than 59, we're going to return it directly. Okay, so now we have the number hour and minute. We're going to convert this hour times 60 plus minute. You know what? I'm going to call it total. So we're going to compare it. If total minutes, so one problem with that is if total minutes is less than original minutes, we need to add something. So we're going to add if total minutes is less than original minutes. If it's less than that, we'll add a day. So are we going to add 1 day? Yes, we're going to add 1 day. Yep. So what if it's 1111? Do we need to add another day? Okay, so I think we yes. So if total minutes is less than or equal to that, we're going to add another day, which is 24 hours times 60 minutes, else we're going to add nothing. And then we're going to compare this with difference, alright? So if minimum difference is larger than total min minus original mins. So if the difference between these two times is less than the minimum min, and we're going to first of all we're going to assign, well, first thing first, we're going to assign this value to minimum min. And then we're going to assign the result to the global variable. So in this case is hour and minute, okay? And then return. Very cool. So after that, we are going to do the permutation. So for I is equal to 0, I less than list size, and I plus plus. First of all, we are going to add the character of this present position, and then we're going to do a depth first search again, list temp and original mins, and then temp is equal to temp dot substring. We have 0 and temp size length minus 1. And then there we go. Here we go. That's what we have. Then we'll have a return function. Okay. So adding all the digits into a list, and then we're going to use a list to do permutation, and after we have brute force listing after we have listed other possibilities. We're going to check, well, if the length is 4, we're going to get the hour and the minute and then convert it to total minutes. So if total minutes is less than that, okay, let me check. All right, I only have 10 minutes left. So I think this is good. So let me try. Missing return statement. I'm not missing any return statement. Why am I missing return statement? Missing a return statement. Line 9. Integer parse int. Is it because of this? So set character set. It makes sense. Why? Is it because of this? Has not been initialized. Oh. Right, so yeah, that's true. I have a logic problem here. So total means okay, so this time should be good. Runtime error index out of bounds, out of range. 21 and 33. Oh, right. This is okay. This is not the original time. This is just the temporary time. So stupid. Okay, looks good. Let me test with a few more test cases. I mean, you know what? I'll just submit it. It looks good, but so okay. I'll just submit it. Wrong answer. Shoot. Output is 0. Okay. So, all right. So, yes, one thing. So this output is correct. Well, the result is correct, but just the format is wrong. So we need to the hour, you know what, I'll just do hour. This is bad. Say hour string, right? Hour string and minute string. Okay. This time should be good. Let me copy and this and try to test it. Oh, what the heck am I doing? Yes, and then you need to hour. I'm so tired right now. Minute, hour string, and minute string. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Okay, let me submit it. Accepted. Perfect. Okay, finally. All right, so yeah, the essential of this problem is you need to know how to do depth search and permutation for a list. All right, so anyways, thanks for watching and see you next time. And as always, happy coding.